So now we have section 8, which is malware protection. So Neil, what are the requirements for this section?
So any device that's in scope needs to be having some protection against the malware services. So desktops, laptops, you need to have a piece of software installed on there called malware protection. It formerly used to be known more like antivirus, but we've moved on a little bit from those days, so it's about malware protection. Okay, and that particular protection software needs to be installed with the vendor's best practices in place, okay, and be supported and kept up to date. Okay, by being supported, that means because they keep changing the software in the background and the way things change, like any other software, you need to be paying probably an annual license for it, or at least making sure it's updated and can receive regular security updates for that. For the mobile devices, etc., and tablets, we're really asking, there really isn't a true where it interrogates the operating system kind of anti-malware protection software. So we're not looking for that here. We are looking for you to look at an approved application list, because if you're looking at approved applications from the different app stores and play stores, etc., for these devices, they have normally had that malware checking carried out through the PlayStation and App Store approval. Okay, methods, and you need to maintain a list of that. Now, this could be a manual list where you do it and you approve which apps are allowed to access your organizational data or services, or you can use products that are built into your 365, such as Intune, etc., or use it in Google Workspace, etc., to approve which apps you as a company do. You need to be looking at these approved apps lists, because you don't want an unapproved app to come in and then that is not, there's vulnerabilities in there that you're not aware of and later cause your organisation an issue that they could be running some key logging software in that app. Then it's monitoring every bit of data that's going in and out of that app. You want to be using something you've approved and you have trust in, and make sure that it hasn't had malware injected into it. So you want to be using and be keeping that approved list up to date. It's a tough area to do and a tough ask for small organisations to do, but it will provide benefits by making sure, because ultimately you've got to remember the data in your organisation, that's what keeps your organisations running nowadays. That's valuable to other people if they can get their hands on it, but it's equally valuable to you as a company, and you want to make sure it's protected. So make sure the apps that are accessing it, they are from a reliable source and have been checked.
Yes, absolutely. So from an assessor perspective, Ahmed, some common pitfalls with this section of the assessment.
So for this part, does the company or the organization still require an antivirus to be installed? As we know, for example, Windows 10, 11, they come pre-installed with software by Microsoft. Is that enough for the Cyber Essential, or they still need to buy software?
No, to meet the requirements of Cyber Essentials, you can use Windows Defender, which is the product built into the Microsoft operating systems. There are anti-malware protection services built into the Mac OS. That's also okay to meet the standard. It's it's personal choice what you want to do about this, but you must have one that's functioning all the time and being regularly updated with the vendor's best practices. So that could be the free one built in to the operating system, but it could also be one you purchase because it gives you extra functionality. That's perfectly fine either way.
So the Mac we okay with X-Protect and Gatekeeper for both Cyber Essential and Self-Assessment and the Plus?
Yes, the methods that are in there for the Mac OS, they are allowable. They actually made some changes, I think about 18 months ago, that added an extra layer of protection within those services and added a third service that gives you a bit more protection, and that's when we started to allow that into Cyber Essentials.
Okay, great. Yeah. And something you mentioned as well about the mobile devices. Do we need to install antivirus in mobile device? Is any antivirus there in the market will be compliant with the Cyber Essential for mobile device?
So the kind of
this cover both Android and iOS.
Yeah, it's right. So it's a bit of a misnomer. There is an anti-malware product for it, but the way the operating systems work on Android and iOS. Apple iPhones is they're a lot more locked down, and it's a lot harder to scan because of the way they work. So that's why we look for this approved app list, etc. Because there isn't a true malware protection that actually interrogates the operating system in the same way it would do in the Windows and Mac OS.
So thank you very much, Neil and Ahmed. If your organisation is interested in obtaining Cyber Essentials, check out our website cyberessentials.online.